Hey guys, how's it going? I was going to talk about nutrition today, and then also how to lose weight or how to gain muscle. I got some formulas on the board, and then let me show you actually what I was going to talk about today. So letter M here stands for maintenance. We got the formula where maintenance equals body weight times range between 14 and 16. So to calculate your maintenance calories, which is basically the calories that you need on a daily basis to maintain the same weight, this is the formula that you're going to use. So 14 to 16. 14 stands is going to be for somebody who works out twice or 3 times a week, has an office job where they sit a lot and then they don't move much during the day. 15 is going to be for somebody who also has an office job but works out quite, like few times more per week, 5 times or maybe like 6 times a week. Does a lot of cardio or like stuff like that, just like a little bit more than a regular average person. And then 16 is going to be for somebody who needs more calories on a daily basis to maintain their body weight. So it's going to be for somebody who has an active job. Example, construction worker, or me as a fitness coach. I probably walk like 7 to 8 miles every day. So it's a lot of walking, a lot of calories I burn just from my job. Plus I work out 5 times a week. So I definitely need more calories for my maintenance. From there, when you get that number, you want to calculate your protein intake. So protein is going to be body weight times range between 0.9 till 1.2. So 0.9, actually this number actually fluctuates. It depends on like different factors, but also like, I know people that eat actually 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, which is absolutely insane. Some of them do like even 3, which is like, if you think about a 200-pound person, that's 600 grams of protein, which is a huge number. And then you definitely don't need that much, but then it also depends on how much protein your body can absorb. So as I said, there are different studies about it, and then honestly, like I like to keep my protein in a higher range, actually in the mid range here. So I either do 1 or 1.1, either for me or for my clients. That actually worked great for myself and for my clients as well. So as I said, I like to keep it in that range. From there, you want to calculate your fats. So fats is going to be body weight times 0.3 or 0.4. So 0.3 is going to be for somebody who doesn't eat much, who actually likes carbs. So myself, I like carbs, so I like to keep my fats on a lower range. But when I talk about carbs, I think about simple carbs. Not simple carbs, but boring carbs, as pasta, rice, brown rice, sweet potatoes, oatmeal, but not oatmeal with cinnamon sugar, or like apple cinnamon, whatever they call it. So I like to think about protein on one side and then fats and carbohydrates on the other side. So you want to keep that ratio between fats and carbs in a good condition. How to say that? Actually, you want to keep, like, let's say if you eat 40% of your calories come from protein, you got 60% between carbs and fats. So you really want to tweak those numbers to have a good ratio between fats and carbs. So I've seen people losing weight with high fat diet. I've seen people losing weight with high carb diet. So it all depends at the end of the day on how many calories you get in and how many calories you spend working out. So from there, you got proteins and fats, and then you want to calculate your carbs as well. So CC stands for calories from carbs, and I'm going to explain you that a little bit more later. So to calculate your calories from carbs, you want to subtract 500 from your maintenance calories. So this means if you want to lose weight, typically you want to take off about 500 calories from your maintenance calories in order to lose weight, and then after that you're going to subtract calories from protein and calories from fat, and then you're going to get that final number, calories from carbs, and then I'll show you how to get carbs from that number. So this is it, and then let me give you an example. Actually, I got here on the board 200-pound man who's got a job in the office, but he works out 5 times a week. So I'm going to come on this side, and then so basically to calculate their maintenance calories, that's going to be body weight times 15. I'm going to do, so it's going to be, that's going to be around 3,000 calories. And then protein from here, it's going to be body weight, which is 200 times 1. So that's going to be 200 grams of protein. And then fat is going to be 200 times, I'm going to go 0.3 because let's assume that this person likes carbs better. And that's going to be 60 grams. All right, so from here to calculate calories from protein, so you want to multiply this number by 4. So that's going to be 800 actually. Let me use a different marker because you're gonna need that for your later formula. And then protein from fat. Actually, that's gonna be fat carry more weight on that scale. So they you want to multiply this number by 9. So that's gonna be 540 calories for both of these. And then calories from carbs. Actually, I got confused with my markers. So maintenance, which is 3,000 minus 500, that's gonna be 2,500. And then you want to subtract 800 and then 540, that's gonna be another 1340 if I'm not mistaken. And then that brings us to 1,160 calories from carbs, which is quite a high number. And then to get your how many grams of carbs you need to eat, you want to divide this number by 4 actually. So that's gonna be 1,160 divided by 4, that's gonna be 290, I believe. All right, good. So here's your numbers. So basically, you got this is how much carbs this person has to eat, their fat, and then their protein. And then when you add all these calories from proteins, from fat, and then also carbs, that's gonna come up to be 2,500, which is just 500 shy of 3,000. And then that means that this person ideally would lose about 1 or 1.5 pounds each week. So from here, when you get all these numbers, it's very simple. So you want to make your diet, you want to, on your daily basis, you want to get this much protein, this much fat, this much carbs. And then from there, if you stay on this diet for, you can do it for a week. And then like next Sunday or Saturday comes around, first thing in the morning, before you go to the bathroom or anything, you'll step on a scale and then you want to check your weight. So ideally, you start with 200 pounds, your weight should be like down to 198, 198.5, and then so for the next week, you gotta do the same calculation, which is kind of boring, but once you get used to it, it's not that hard. So obviously your body weight is not the same anymore, so all these formulas are gonna change and everything's gonna drop for a little bit. I mean, you can also manipulate only your carbs. So based on your formula, you can only you can keep everything the same, but just lower your carbs for 10 grams on a daily basis, or maybe 15 grams on a daily basis. So, and then eventually it will take you about 5 to 8 weeks, I would say, to see the difference in your body. And then also when you make your diet, I'm gonna talk about that later, maybe in the next video, but there's a few different approaches how you can make your diet. So you can do carb cycling, you can do intermittent fasting, or you can eat the same food every day. So I'm very disciplined, so I can do either one of those. I think that eating same food every day is the most boring one. I've done it before, it makes me miserable. And then eventually your body gets used to it, and then I would keep getting sick, and then I hated that. So with intermittent fasting, that's when you have those windows where you can eat about 8 hours. So the food is gonna stay pretty much the same, but then it gives your body more time to digest the food, absorb the nutrients, and then eventually you'll feel better. And then I think that's a better way to lose weight. Also, if you want to do carb cycling, which is my favorite way of doing things, then you're gonna have high carb days, medium carb days, and low carb days. So on your high carb days, you want to eat obviously more carbs. Your protein and fat intake is gonna stay the same, but then you want to eat more carbs. And then for example, if you're working on your bigger muscle body parts for that day, on your working out your legs or maybe your total body, or if you do workouts like that, those are the days when you want to eat high carbs. And then on the days, for example, the weekend, I like to rest on Saturday and Sunday. So those days are ideal for keeping your carbs low. So you want to do low carb days on those days. So let me also show you an example. So actually I did calculations prior to this. And then so basically how is that gonna look like? So as I said, you're gonna keep your protein, I'm gonna write it here. So protein is gonna be the same. You got 200 grams. Your fats is gonna be the same, 60. And then so your carbs, I'm gonna make a little sheet here. So you got high carb day, you got medium carb day, and then you got a low carb day. So if I remember from my calculation, for your medium carb days, ideally you want to stay in that same number, which is 290. And then for your high carb day, I like to add about 50 or 60 grams extra, so that's gonna be 360. And then for this number, you're gonna go about 200. And then basically, so what I do, I like to have like 3 high carb days and then 2 medium, 2 low carb days. So these are 3 high carb days, medium and low. That's gonna be 7 days together. Hey guys, what's up? Just be quiet for a second. I'm making a little video here. And then that's it. So this is how you calculate your macros, and then I'll talk more about which groceries to pick and how to eventually make a meal plan next time. So stay tuned.